TD Industries presents Be Safe.
Welcome to the TD Industries Safety Video. My name is Harold McDowell. Safety is very important at TD. We want every one of you to go home exactly the same way you arrived at work this morning. We care about you and every partner at TD Industries. Our family culture fosters safe behavior on the job site. In fact, your company has an industry-leading safety record of which we're very proud. Our peers and our customers admire and want us on their job sites. When people say that safety pays, it really does at TD Industries because of our employee-owned culture. The cost of every single accident, flood, or fire comes out of each of our pockets. It reduces our profit sharing, it reduces our earnings, and it affects our stock price. We have every reason as owners of this company to act safe and be safe.
At TD Industries, every TD partner works hard to prevent accidents. Our goal is to be accident-free. TD supervisors, foremen, and managers are evaluated with safety and injury analysis at the top of the list. If you are unsure about a situation, task, or tool, ask your foreman, ask your supervisor, or ask your safety manager. Need safety equipment? Ask your supervisor. TD issues hard hats, safety glasses, and gloves. Whatever you need, we can provide. Let's start with the first and most important question. Are you following your pre-task safety plan? We believe the pre-task safety plan is the #1 tool to prevent injuries. Your pre-task safety plan is designed to identify safety concerns before you start working on any activity and allows time to correct potential hazards. The plan is a simple worksheet with these headings: Activity, Potential Hazards, and Action Plan. Before work begins, each crew should list the activities they plan to accomplish in the first column. Then they should consider the potential hazards associated with their planned activities and list them in the second column. Finally, they should devise an action plan to avoid or limit those potential hazards and list those in the third column. Your pre-task safety plan should cover protective eyewear, clothing, fall protection, tools, and equipment. But these safety measures are only effective when you have the mindset to be safe and carefully consider potential hazards as a crew on your pre-task safety plan. Let's look at a few basic steps that can be taken to eliminate most injuries and discover how the pre-task safety plan can help. Let's say your activity is to move an object. Potential hazards might be straining your back and/or muscles and tripping over debris. Your action plan would be to stretch first, and then use proper body mechanics by lifting with your legs, not your back. You want the least amount of strain and movement possible. Avoiding unnecessary bending, twisting, and reaching can minimize the stress to muscles and joints, especially when repeating the body movement continuously, like when unloading a truck. You will also want to make sure that your pathway is clear of debris before you begin. What if your activity requires pushing a cart? Watch for pinch points, which are areas where your hands can become scraped, mashed, or trapped between two objects. The same is true of operating the scissor lift. Keep your hands inside the lift at all times to avoid being caught between the rail and another object. Questions? Ask your foreman, supervisor, or safety manager. Properly using the right tool for the job is a great way to avoid injury and liability. How do you properly cut an all-thread rod? A potential hazard of using a bandsaw would be that the blade might bounce and cut your hand. A good action plan would be to put the rod in a vise and use 2 hands on the saw and allow the tool to do the work. Let's say your task is to cut sheet metal. Using proper tools, in this case double-cut shears instead of a bandsaw, will help to prevent injury. How do you properly work near a sprinkler head? One potential hazard of your activity is that you could trigger the sprinkler system from the heat or smoke generated by your tool. You want to avoid activating the emergency water system and soaking the building's tenants and assets, causing considerable damage. Water control boxes can be important safety controls on your site. Your water control box contains plugs, a pump, and pig blankets that can be rolled and placed at the door to prevent leaks. Some activities require a fire watch on site too. Need to know more about the right tool or how to use it? Ask your foreman, supervisor, or safety manager. Falling may look funny in the movies, but in real life, it usually results in a serious injury. If you're going to be working near a hole or an edge, the potential hazard would be to fall. Your action plan should be to make sure that any holes are properly covered and that any edges have a guardrail. Guardrails are usually effective, but simply being on a ladder can make the guardrail useless. Near an open hole or an edge with no rail, a personal fall arrest system or a scissor lift should be used. Proper fitting, attachment, lanyard, and calculation are all necessary to make a fall arrest system effective. Need to know the proper way to cover a hole, build a guardrail, use a scissor lift, or use a personal fall arrest system? Ask your foreman, supervisor, or safety manager. Suppose your activity requires being on a ladder. It is important to choose the correct ladder for the activity. Extension ladders should extend 3 feet above the landing and be tied off to prevent slipping. A step ladder has to be fully opened with the braces locked. When working on a step ladder, even if you don't fall, reaching out could strain your back and/or muscles. And remember, never stand on the top 2 steps. In your action plan, you would want to list minimizing movements and reaching and straining to minimize the risk of injury. Wearing the proper personal protective equipment is a great way to avoid injury. Let's say that your activity requires you to kneel and work with sharp objects. Some potential hazards are cuts and strain on your knees, especially with daily kneeling. A good action plan would be to wear gloves and knee pads. Knee pads and gloves can protect more than you might think, especially over time. What if your activity is drilling a hole in a concrete ceiling? Concrete dust could get into your eyes, and that's a hazard. You might think a good action plan would be to wear safety glasses, but you should wear safety goggles. It's important to wear the right equipment and to always brush off the debris before you remove your eye protection. Depending upon your activity, you might even require a face shield. To be safe, be sure your personal protective equipment is in good working condition. Questions? Ask. Your foreman, supervisor, or safety manager can help you choose the right gear. So far, we have discussed material handling, tools, fall protection, and personal protective equipment. Before we end this session, we want to remind you of other common safety tips. Confined spaces. When in doubt, stay out. Electrical safety. Use GFCI and inspect cords. Environment. Plan for the weather. Know your limitations. Excavations. 5 feet deep must be shored, sloped, or shielded. A competent person must be present during the operation, or if the excavation changes, such as a groundwater leak. HazCom MSDS. Know or ask how to protect yourself from hazardous chemicals. Housekeeping. A clean work area is a safe work area. Keep things clean and organized. Ladders and scaffolding. Maintain 3 points of contact. All of these reminders can be found on your TD Top 12 pocket card, which you should carry at all times. Remember, if you're not sure, ask. Act safe, and you'll be safe. Preventing injury is about practicing safe behaviors, knowing what you need to do, doing it with the proper tools, and wearing the right personal protective equipment. There is almost always a safer way to get a task done, and safer is better for you and your family, for our customers, and our company. Always clear your pathways, wear the proper equipment for the task, reduce the movement and strain to your body, choose the right tool, and use it correctly. If you're not sure, be safe. Ask. By preparing to be safe, you will help us eliminate injuries and accidents so that you and every TD partner will benefit.
Our efforts to improve safety will never end. Our goal is 0 accidents on every job site, in every service vehicle, and on every facility site in which we're working. So what I need each of you to do is to continue to look out for each other each and every day on the job site.
Out of the Blue Media. Creativity and personal attention never stop.